Our journey takes us outward, beyond Mars, to the asteroid belt. Thousands of rocky pieces left over from the creation of the solar system. In 2001, the near Shoemaker spacecraft made a daring soft landing on the asteroid Eros, after circling it for a year. Half a billion miles from the sun, we enter the realm of the giants. Jupiter is large enough to hold 1,000 Earths. Its outer layer is a ball of gas, mostly hydrogen, with some helium. If Jupiter was 80 times more massive, it would have become a star. This is a planet in motion, rotating once every 10 hours. It's ringed by alternating bands of jet stream winds, traveling in opposite directions. Eddies are stirred up between the opposing wind currents in a swirl of abstract art. Jupiter is colored in reds, browns, whites, and blues, from clouds of frozen ammonia and ice at different altitudes. The Great Red Spot is a giant hurricane twice the size of Earth. It was first seen nearly 300 years ago. It continues to rage on, rotating once every 6 days. Deep inside Jupiter, the temperature and pressure gradually rise until hydrogen becomes a liquid, and finally a liquid metal. At the very center is a small rocky core. This huge rotating mass generates an immense magnetic field up to 8 million miles across that is constantly bombarded by the solar wind. This mighty colossus is circled by 4 major moons. Each is a unique world of its own. On the right, Europa. On the left, Io, both about the same size as our own moon. Through the remarkable eyes of the 2 Voyager spacecraft, this amazing family of worlds has been revealed to us for the first time. And the Galileo mission has given us an even closer look. Io, the closest moon to Jupiter, is racked by volcanic eruptions. It's heated by a gravitational tug-of-war between Jupiter and 2 other moons, squeezing and stretching this tortured world back and forth. Io gets so hot that its inside has partially melted, triggering constant sulfur eruptions. 9 eruptions were underway as the Voyagers went by. As the sulfur rains back down, the surface is continuously renewing itself. Here is a kaleidoscope of color, of frozen lakes of sulfur and volcanic outlets. Io was caught in a storm of radiation from Jupiter's magnetic field that strips a ton of material every second from the surface of this battered moon. The result is a huge cloud of charged particles that takes the shape of a giant donut as Io circles Jupiter. Europa resembles a cracked eggshell with a smooth surface of ice crisscrossed by giant streaks. These might be cracks in the ice that are still being formed today as Jupiter's gravity heats Europa. And beneath the frozen surface, it might be warm enough for an ocean of liquid water. Could such an ocean contain simple life? We can only guess at the true nature of this mysterious world. Ganymede is the largest moon in the solar system, slightly bigger than the planet Mercury. Patterns of ridges and grooves crisscross the entire surface. They were apparently created as this icy world began to cool billions of years ago. On this jumbled terrain, there are many separate blocks that slipped past each other in those ancient times. Their boundaries resemble large earthquake faults. Callisto is the outermost of Jupiter's 4 large moons. It has a smooth, icy surface that's completely covered with shallow craters. This is the most heavily cratered body ever discovered. Callisto has remained this way for 4 billion years, virtually frozen in time. As we leave mighty Jupiter, we look back at its ring, glowing in the sunlight, just one of the many discoveries by the amazing Voyager spacecraft. Like a modern Christopher Columbus, the Voyagers had revealed 4 new worlds and a giant planet. But a lot more was yet to come.